So I'm going to be showing you some yoga stretches. I study yoga at Kai Yoga in Davis. This is my disclaimer, I'm not a yoga instructor. I've just got a routine of 10-minute stretches that I do, which I'm going to show you. So these stretches don't involve any weights or any other equipment. And so I'm going to show you how to do these stretches. If you find any strain on your body, then back it off. If you have any joint problems like your hips or your knees, you will need to modify some of these techniques because you don't want to do them if you have like a prosthetic hip or knee. The previous part of this video shows some meditation techniques and breath control techniques. When you do physical movements, it's very important to control your breath and keep your awareness on your breath. So while I'm doing these techniques, I'm going to be aware of taking deep breaths in and out. So we're going to start off feet about shoulder length apart. I'm going to do a deep in breath. Bring my arms up. I'm going to do this sideways as well so you can see. Bring my arms up again. I'm going to stretch backwards as I exhale. Deep breath in again. Use my right hand to grab my left wrist and pull myself over to the right. Reverse, grab my right wrist, pull myself over to the left. I'm going to go sideways here. I'm going to bend from my hips as the fulcrum, keeping my back relatively straight, arms come out. Now here, I'm going to let myself hang so I can feel the muscles in my lower back loosening. So this is a passive stretch of my lower back. Knees are slightly bent here. Place my hands on my knees. So here I'm imagining a pole going from my base of my spine through the top of my head, stretching my head forwards and out. Again, my focus is on my breath. I'm going to drop myself back down and stretch out my lower back again. Knees. Bring my hands together. Bring my arms out. Lower back. I'm going to take myself forwards. This position is called downward dog. My butt is sticking up in the air. My arms are around the level of my ears. The weight is distributed at the base of my fingers and of my feet. If you can't hold this posture, you can just hold this posture by putting your knees on the ground. So you can hold these postures for longer. I'm going to just move through them. Left foot goes up in the air. I bring my left knee up to my chest. Put it next to my left hand. So now I'm going to just relax. I feel the stretch in my thigh and in my pelvis. I'm not forcing anything, I'm just letting my weight do the stretching and focusing on my breath. Bring this back. I'm on all fours. I'm going to take a breath in, and exhale, arching my back and tucking my head in. That's called cat-cow. I'm going to push myself back up to downward dog. Right leg up, bring knee to my chest, step out. Again, the focus is on your breath. No strain here, it's just about keeping your body relaxed and your muscles relaxed. Do several more of these cat-cows. Take myself back up to downward dog. Up. I'm going to tuck my left leg across and then gradually drop my weight, and I have to scoot back a little bit. If you have a problem with your hip, don't do this exercise. So if you look at technique 1 in the meditation, that's for doing Guru Om, the Guru Om mantra. So while I'm doing these postures, I'm going to be imagining my breath moving between my Ajna chakra and the tip of my nose, doing Guru Om as I'm taking a breath in and out. Out of this. Back to downward dog. Right leg up. This is across here. If you do the Guru Om mantra or any mantra you like with your breath and the yoga postures, the whole experience becomes what's called a moving meditation. back to downward dog. Now here, I'm going to, so you can adjust this if you're not physically able to do this. If this is not going to work for you, put your knees on the ground. I'm going to scoot myself forwards and arch my back. I'm going to push my knees out slightly and push myself back into child's pose. So here, I'm going to tuck my head onto the mat. And move my hand slightly to the left. Stretch out my right chest. With my hands to the right, stretch out my left chest. All fours. Stretch my back out again. Push my knees out, child's pose. So then I'm going to go onto my back. Keep my legs off the ground. Left leg is, if you can't keep your left leg off the ground, just leave it on the ground. Take my right knee, I'm going to put it into myself. And then I'm going to slowly pull this out to the side. So I'm going to imagine my right knee going towards my right shoulder. Switch, I didn't put my foot on the ground. I'm going to do the same with my left. Put it into myself. Put it out to the side slightly. Up towards the left shoulder. And you can do that again on each side. I'm just going to move straight through to pulling both in together, pulling them off to the side. Both feet on the mat, hands by side, bring your knees together. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring both knees to the right side. You can stretch your arm out as well if that makes it easier. Breathe into the center, breathe out to the left. So this is stretching all the muscles in your abdomen. You're in a deeper stretch. Put the right foot on your left thigh. Bring the right foot onto the ground. And then switch left foot on your right thigh. So here, grab a little thing, this is my little device here. So here, my feet are about the shoulder width apart. I'm going to push my pelvis up. If this is a yoga block, you can use some sort of cushion. I'm going to put this on my tailbone. I'm going to let it rest on there, so I feel the pressure relieved. I'm going to put my feet together. I'm going to slowly let my thighs open out. So this is a passive movement. I'm not forcing anything out. I'm just letting my thighs relax. You should be able to feel a very big stretch in the tendons in the inside of your thighs. So come out of this position, you're going to push your thighs back together so you don't put unnecessary stress on them. Take your block out. And that's probably about 10 or 15 minutes. You should do at the end of every asana, if you've been counting your breath with Guru Om, you should do something called Shavasana, where you just sit and lie there for a few minutes and relax and keep your awareness. Usually I always keep my awareness in this Ajna chakra. So that is some stretches using yoga techniques. I want to thank the people at Kaya Yoga who I learned my yoga techniques from. If you wish to learn yoga, you should go and learn it in a yoga studio. You should adapt the stretches to your own body type. If something's, you don't want to feel too much stress or pain anywhere. And then you can expand out the time you hold these different positions. But usually, if you do 10 or 15 minutes, then you feel energized. If you do it with the meditation, then you have that feeling of well-being that I previously described.